Today's creative tip is actually something that I've touched on before in different areas, whether it's been in other tips or in exercises. And I just came across it in a book, Questlove's Creative Quests. Highly recommend. Awesome. But he very beautifully and succinctly summed up what this is, and he calls it departures. And essentially what a departure is your brain actually really loves to chill, use less energy, and be in safe mode. So it doesn't really like being pushed a lot of times. It's why we resist taking chances. Public speaking is horrible, right? Because your brain is like, oh, what will people think? This is something I'm not used to. So it really likes to chill and likes to do what it's used to. So it doesn't have to get stressed out and all that fun amygdala and like sweating and those primal responses get triggered. So what Questlove is saying is that you have to make sure that you make time for departures in your day-to-day so you don't get stuck in these ruts. You don't let your brain sit on its laurels. Because essentially, creativity is all about the things you experience, the things you learn, the art you work on, the art you admire, the books you read, the articles you read, all these things that are fueled by your curiosity and interest to dig further into, you need to make sure to pursue. Because once you get enough ideas in your head and give it time to percolate, those combine and they hit and they collide and they create new things. And that's sort of like one of the heart of creativity. But if you don't actively pursue these and make these departures, then you actually can kind of just stall and probably get pretty bored. So these departures don't have to be, flying around the world, going on a hot air balloon, or really ridiculous over the top things, which are all awesome and highly recommend you do if you have the opportunity. But it can be as simple as visiting the library, going to a section you're not used to, reading articles you're not in the habit of looking at. If you usually go for a walk, go to a different way just to jog your brain and get it out of its normal ruts. Because when you get to see new things on that walk, right, you'll have new experiences, take in new sensory inputs, and your brain will have to be forced to think a little bit different. So departures don't have to be grandiose, but you should actively try to or exercise and work the muscle of taking in new inputs, going to new art museums, taking in new TV shows, watching things that you might normally not watch, reading things you might normally not read, and just jogging your brain and keeping it from being too lazy. So departures is the theme this week. We'll have some exercises to do and to dig into that kind of get you out of your normal day-to-day ruts. So it'll be fun. We won't go anywhere, but from the safety of your home, we'll take some adventures. So that's it, departures. Today's creative exercise is about departure in a pretty quotidian, everyday sense. And that is to simply, if you go for a walk or go for a drive at any point during the day, to switch your route to get to where you want to go. It seems pretty straightforward, pretty simple, but driving by new things, walking by new things can inspire some different thoughts. You might see some architecture you've never seen, people you haven't seen, maybe some weird animals. I think I've talked about this before, there's a skunk in my neighborhood, and when I would go like a different way, I would see the skunk. I named him Snoots, and he's no longer around, but I hope he's okay. So changing up your route can give you like exciting adventures, like seeing Snoots walking around yards and stuff. So just pick a route that you normally walk or drive, go a different way, and see if anything sort of sparks your interest. As I kind of talked about, your brain loves to be lazy. So even going a new way can elongate time, make you pay more attention, and just open up your sort of visual, sensory self to new things. So it's kind of exciting. Stay tuned after this. I'm going to go on a walk with y'all. I usually go to the gym in the morning, and so I'm going to take a different route. Could be a complete disaster. Not sure how this is going to go. Could be a learning for me as a person who makes videos, but I'm going to take you on that journey. So if you're interested, you can stay tuned after this. Otherwise, just pick a new path, find an adventure, and see if anything sparks see creative or is even just visual interest as you go along a new path. All right, morning adventure walk. Let's see if there's absolutely anything to see in this new route to the gym. This alley has amazing mise en scène. You could definitely see a musical number from Cats being sung here maybe, but it's pretty pretty this morning. This was a find for sure on this weird walk. Mysterious eagle door. Haven't seen this before, that's for sure. This is a super fancy place I've never seen before. I love the double doors. I don't know if the cats from the Cats musical in the alley I saw are putting this out, but it seems very anti-dog propaganda. The elusive February Christmas lights. This is a very complicated sign. Good luck trying to figure out when to turn left. So I think that was kind of it. Basically, you can shoot the reboot of Cats in Chicago, and there's some confusing street signs, but some fun takeaways. And I recommend, after doing this exercise, to maybe take 5 pictures or something, just to share with people and show what you found. So that is it. Today's creative exercise is around the idea of departures again, and this time it's going to be a sort of artistic departure. So what I would like for you to do is to take like 10 minutes and Google a surrealist artist. So it could be you could just go to Dali, but I encourage you to go to Google, look up surrealist artists, and then find one that you think is cool, and then look up one of their paintings and just spend 5-10 minutes looking at it, because surrealist is sort of a departure in terms of the visual. Things blend together, meld together, they're not what they seem. Household objects are used for different effects. Animals and humans sort of intermix and intertwine. It's all wild. So in this, we're kind of departing from the normal realist world and moving into the surrealist. I actually looked up surrealist artists. I don't know that many, to be honest, and I found Dorothea Tanning, and she has some really amazing stuff. She's also from Illinois, an Illinois artist, and I'm also from Illinois. And it was just cool. I picked her portrait Insomnia, and it's just like this beautiful mix of colors and white and shadow and a bunch of figures sort of merging together in an experimental piece. And it kind of actually got me thinking, and I was like, what if, as these sort of figures meld into each other, what if there is a narrative, since I'm a writer, that sort of blurs or has, one creature that's multiple things, and their sort of stream of consciousness merges and blends together. And like, how would you differentiate that in terms of the text and the prose? So it's not something I'm going to do, but just like spending some time meditating on this different kind of artwork made me think in terms of my prose a little bit differently. So 5-10 minutes, search up a surrealist artist, find a work, and then kind of spend some time looking at it, having fun with it, seeing what pops out, what colors, what visuals, and then see if anything encourages you in your own kind of creative acts and endeavors. One thing I will say is it's not the same as being and seeing it live and in an art museum. I had to do a lot of pinching. I sent the portrait to my phone so I could zoom in a little bit more. So you might have to play with it to get the best visual. But yeah, play with it, have fun, see what this surrealist departure can be for you. Today's creative exercise takes the idea of creative departures pretty literally, and the departures are the way of kind of keeping your mind creatively active, even if you might be stuck in your day-to-day. And today I want you to check out Google Earth. So think of a place in the world that you have always wanted to see. Maybe it's Antarctica, maybe it's a place in Europe, Asia, Australian outback, and use Google Earth, zoom in and kind of see what it's like and have fun. It's kind of a time suck, so be careful. I just did this to kind of have fun and ended up spending quite a bit of time in Sofia, Bulgaria, checking out the streets, learn about the fitness centers that I accidentally found, and churches, mosques, and then the beautiful forest surrounding it. And so it's pretty fun, but you might learn about a new place, see some architecture you've never seen before, locations that you've never had a chance to explore. You do it from the safety of your own home. So departure is the creative exercise today. Use Google Earth to visit a vacation location. Maybe you want to take a vacation too, and see what you find. See if the architecture or the countryside around it inspires anything creatively, and have some fun surfing around the world.